For the Jews being herded into the Kraków ghetto, one Nazi industrialist would appear at first just like another. There was no reason to love opportunists who treated Jews as slaves.
All of them wanted to make money, to make careers, and to have an easy life, and also not to go to not to be enlisted, not to go to the front. So I think all of them wanted the same, and so he most probably he was one of them.
Many people envied him in the Nazi establishment, and he knew how to cultivate these people. He knew how to get to them. He knew what all these Nazis wanted, what sort of gifts they wanted, in order to get around them.
The concentration camp commander, Amon Gert, was among those Oskar charmed and bribed. At first, they seemed two of a kind.
He liked Gert. He liked drinking with Gert. They did business well together. If there'd been no war and they lived in the same village or town, they would have drunk together. They would have both been unsatisfactory husbands. They would have been shonky businessmen, interested on sort of Arthur Dailies, Germanic Arthur Dailies. And they would have died in probably prematurely of drinking, and everyone would have said, well, his wife must be very happy to have got rid of that bad case, but Gert wouldn't have gone to his grave as a war criminal.
Oskar was even impressed with his new friends at the start.
I think one of the things that motivated him is that he was a man from the edge of the German Empire. And Oskar had an exalted opinion of the metropolitan Germans. And I think that exalted opinion was obliterated when he saw the actions in the ghetto.
Groups of Jews were being rounded up at gunpoint and sent the few miles to the Plaszow labor camp, where many were shot or tortured. This was a staging post to Auschwitz. For those left behind, it was a time of fear and powerlessness. And then came the first mass deportation to an extermination camp, 6,000 people, and events which would change Schindler forever.
A few weeks after this first deportation, the Germans built what they call a Kinderheim, like a creche, where the workers from the ghetto could march out to work, and I'm talking about thousands of workers marching out every day, and leaving their children, with several hundred children, in this creche being looked after. Now that went on for 2 or 3 weeks and everything was fine. One day they all marched out, they came back on that same day and the children had all been taken to Auschwitz. And Schindler was absolutely devastated.
So he was changed by what he saw?
I think he grew up. I think what happened was that although he knew what was going on and he knew from his informants what was going on, this was the first time that it actually affected him. And from that day on, he was never the same man again.